Three major companies moving big after hours, just out with their latest numbers. Jackie DeAngelis is following all the action, and Tesla in particular. Look at that, 11% after hours.
Good evening to you, David. I'm going to save the best for last, so we'll start with the bad news and quickly run through Facebook here. You can see shares are down in the after hours. This is a stock that hit an all-time high today. Investors were expecting them to just hit it out of the park. It was a 3-cent beat. Revenue was slightly better than expected. The monthly active users, daily active users, right in line there. But investors were just looking for something big here, and they didn't get it. Let's move on and talk about Microsoft for a moment, because we're going to hear from competitor Amazon after hours tomorrow. But Microsoft did see a beat in terms of its quarter. It was a 19-cent beat on earnings per share. Revenue better also. Cloud revenue was pretty strong. And remember, that's where they compete with Amazon. That's their business model going forward. So that was what the investors were watching for. Meantime, Tesla, as you mentioned, they just hit it out of the park. After hours trading more than 10% higher. 214 adjusted EPS. It was 21 cents better than expected. Elon Musk is actually executing here, and shareholders and investors are certainly rewarding him for that. Interesting, because China could be an issue for this company. Remember, they just rolled out that plant and started delivering in China and making cars in China. The coronavirus is a little bit of a concern, but most people are writing that off and saying it's probably going to be a short-term blip for this company. The rest of the news is really positive. Guidance for the company in 2020, they're looking for 500,000 deliveries. So this is one to watch. The stock is up 120% since it reported not so great in October of last year.
$650, right around $650 a share. It's amazing.
It's staggering.
Jackie, thank you. Well, the president tweeting out just moments ago, we have, quote, the hottest economy on earth. So do these earnings say anything about that claim? What do you think, Scott?
I think they do, David, to some degree. Now, it's interesting. The earnings numbers are really amazing. The revenue numbers, very good as well. But stocks are at a point, some of them, and I think certainly, as Jackie set it up there with Facebook especially, and certainly I think going forward, Google and Amazon too, sports fans, are set up for perfection. And if these companies don't deliver something that's above and beyond, say, Wall Street's wildest dreams, the stocks are going to get hit. Now, I think those are nice buying opportunities if you have cash on the sidelines, but just be very aware that while the economy is very strong, these numbers are very good. The stock prices are very high as well.
I think that's true, but that's why, and you're right, we need good earnings results to justify the current stock prices. Certainly, Apple set the tenor yesterday with unbelievably good, strong numbers, and I think what we've seen is continued performance from consumer spending. Anything to do with the consumer is just rocking, and that's what we want to see. On Tesla, I would just note that most of the analysts were actually recommending to sell the stock. It was not positive on the stock, so I wonder how much the response after hours is short covering.
Yeah, so I would say that many of these is not predicated on the economy. So let's just look at Tesla. GM's a $50 billion company. Right. Ford's a $35 billion. Tesla's 105, 110 billion. They're going to do 500,000 next year if they have a great year, 500,000 vehicles sold. As a country, we do 16 million plus vehicles. So they're not trading on any multiple or growth trajectory. They're trading that everyone's betting that this guy's the next Jeff Bezos, that over the next 10 years.
What does Robert Wolf think?
Listen, I would never short Elon Musk. I'm not sure I'd be buying it, but I would never short him.
So several months ago, I had an interview with Catherine Wood. She heads up an investment firm, investment manager. She's a believer in Tesla. And she says the technology is moving so great, not only for Tesla, but for electric cars. She told me then when Tesla was selling around $200 a share, she's predicting in 5 years, $6,000 a share.
Whoa.
Whoa,
well,
yes.
What does Steve Forbes think?
I'll go for the ride.
Scott, would you be buying now?
Not after this move, David, but, Steve's right. It's funny about the comments he made about just the analysts and some of the other people that are out there that are upping the price targets now, is that now people are getting on board. As Robert said, Elon Musk has this mystique to him. He's got this faith and confidence that I believe shareholders certainly have, and I think some of the doubters and the haters, as kids like to say, are starting to come around. Yeah. So the company can definitely continue to go up. I just would wait for some more pullbacks and dips to jump in.
But Elon, don't bet against him, as Robert said. Well, Joe Biden